After Bollo Bollo, I wanted a fresh start, a palate cleanser if you will. Welcome to Sunset Gardens, my final Planet Zoo 1 project. A classic European style zoo inspired by the real ones I grew up visiting, mixing old gardens with modern habitats. No speed builds this time, just relaxed showcases as the zoo grows. No pressure, just building for fun. I'm really excited about this project, so join me. Yes, friends, welcome to my new and final Planet Zoo 1 project. Let that be clear. Planet Zoo 1 project. It is in no way going to be my final Planet Zoo project, but it is going to be the end of Yelbu building in Planet Zoo 1. Therefore, the name of this zoo was picked deliberately as Sunset Gardens, referring to, well, its nature as originally being a typical European menagerie kind of 19th century garden environment, and number two, for it being the sunset of Planet Zoo, it being the end of this game that we know and love, this game that has really helped shape my life for the better. So we are here at the parking lot, which is where a lot of zoos of course tend to start, and I will tell you right away, the inspiration for this zoo is threefold. Number one, the drive and the passion after Bollo Bollo to create a zoo that has a biome, one biome that is temperate, and then allowing that temperate foliage, that temperate vibe to actually be the vibe for all the habitats therein. And to create a more realistic zoo after the craziness that was Bollo Bollo. Number two, having visited Paradise and Beeksebergen in Belgium and the Netherlands respectively, I got inspired by the look and feel of both those zoos, which are very different zoos in many ways, but also have some similarities. And I wanted to get that vibe, not necessarily the aesthetics in every sense, but also the vibe there. Of these zoos, both of them that have that are constantly adding more modern additions to an older base. That is more so the case for Paradise, which has a very sort of old-fashioned center, and then it just keeps expanding into more elaborate and crazy and kind of like garish designs the further you go into the zoo. And that Paradise feel of like kind of bad taste in a way, but also budget and ambition is going to be a huge part of the, well, second part of Sunset Gardens, whereas the first part, which is kind of, you're going to get a glimpse of that today, is going to be that European sort of menagerie feel, with the old buildings, the sort of more cramped environments, and the less like, it's not as much based on these animals live in that kind of area, but just we have these animals, come and look at them. We'd put them in a row for you, so it's easy to check them out. So this opening parking lot doesn't have cars yet, but clearly, in case you know, based on the Beeksebergen sort of vibe, which is sort of north of Belgium, south of Netherlands kind of foliage for the most part. These trees, I've sort of grown obsessed with them, so I've always wanted to do that. And you just get this huge parking lot. Maybe it's a bit too big and I might want to add something to this. I'm not sure yet. All what you're looking at today is very bare bones, the very beginning of the project. But you do get this little shed to get some drinks in you, and a little picnic area before you go over here. And if you already have your ticket, you can just go right over here and just go over. But let's just act like we didn't get a ticket and we have to enter the entrance building. I know this draws your eye right away, but let's not look at that just yet. The entrance here, we do get this little reception desk, which in my mind would not only be for the zoo, but possibly also for, I think I'm going to try and put a hotel in here somewhere. I think my favorite thing here in this lobby, there's lots of blueprints going on here, this and those seats and everything. I didn't make any of those, but this reception desk is it looks very sleek and modern. This is just the New World planter turned upside down, and I like the vibe. And yeah, just also Paradise-esque, like they bought this thing, like, hey, we have this old bell from back somewhere in the east, let's put it in here, let's have people look at it. Not too much like this sort of feigned interest in the cultures of the world. Now that's a bit too denigrating, but like more like if you ever been to the Vatican Museum in Rome, well, in Vatican City, then you sort of know what I mean. Like, we have this thing from this other country, awesome, right? But not that much actual interest in educating you. But yeah, we got our ticket here. Perhaps we sat down here, had a little rest before we entered the zoo proper here with this opening plaza, which was really the first thing that came to mind. I wanted to build this sort of circular structure, which would have at one end the entrance and gift shop, and at the other end this wall with the name of the zoo on it. And well, I executed it pretty much exactly as I wanted it to, with this crazy little whatever you want to call it in the middle, offering some really interesting interplay between the shadows and the detailing here, the tile work on the bottom. So we bought our tickets. We're not entering the gift shop. I know I'm really ignoring the elephant in the room over there, but we are going to go to the entrance here and through it. So let me just zoom out right away, because I feel like it translates better. This opening is very much just supposed to be like this is the typical European opener to a zoo, where you get these sort of low-key animals to your left and to your right. You can also ignore them if you've been to the zoo plenty of times and just continue walking past these flower beds, perhaps have a rest, stroll, and at the end here you're going to get the plaza restaurant, and your paths are going to diverge. To your left, you're going to get, I think it's going to be the birds in these sort of cramped old European zoo aviaries. To the right is going to be reptiles, and I think a small little dinosaur exhibition. But then you're going to have a lake, but I'm going to try and put some old tower in there. And you take a loop around the lake. What am I holding? I'm holding something. Okay, not anymore. So you're going to do a loop around the lake, and you're going to have these little loops which take you to another world. It's going to be an Asian mountain section. It's going to be a tropical Asian section. It's going to have an Arctic section. All of that is, who knows if I will actually build any of those. That is my goal for Sunset Gardens, by the way, guys. I just want to build stuff and have a place to put the builds in. I don't think I'll finish this, I'll tell you right away, but I think I will build in this, and I will show you, I will give you updates whenever I can. So yeah, this opening is unfinished. It needs a backdrop, it needs detail and everything, but I still want to show you the vibe of this and the animals that we have here. The opening is very much a Chinese type of vibe. To the right we have the pair David's deer and the Bactrian camel, for which I didn't get the remaster yet, and I think I should, because they're actually not kind of ugly. But this is the pair David's deer and the camel, and they get a more barren habitat. I might put some more trees in here. You be the judge of that. If you think I should put more trees in this habitat, then tell me, and well, I will. But the idea of this pretty much square habitat that does slope down, and then you get these planters, and this fence is very much not something I would do in Bollo Bollo, which is I'm kind of liberated in the sense that I'm able to build this really normal build. This is a very normal zoo habitat, right? If you've been, I keep saying European zoos. It's just because that's zoos I know and the zoos I've been to. So that's what I've based this on. A European zoo and a habitat like this. They've probably had these deer in here for, 100 years or so, right? You know what I mean? And at the other end, if you do go here, at the other end, you get the more lush vibe with 2 modded animals. In fact, you get the Thorold's deer and you get the Tibetan antelope, which is only males in here because they have this crazy awesome look. And they're also pretty much Tibetan/Chinese animals. Yeah, this just very, very basic hoof stock yard here for deer and antelopes and camels. And yeah, I'm considering placing just a second set of habitats next to it for more deer or deer-like animals, or perhaps that might be a step too far, and I'm going to put the entrance plaza here already and move the lake over here. That is all stuff for me to consider off screen. One thing that I'm going to announce here and now, might be some of you are going to be disappointed, might be some people are very happy for it, but no more speed builds, at least for Planet Zoo 1. Number one, I'm going to try and make videos that I would watch, and I've kind of been stuck in this speed build, not rut, but like, it's very easy to do a speed build. You speed up the footage, you cut up some boring, you delete some boring parts of the footage, and that's that. But if you truly look at what people watch, they sort of stop watching when the speed build starts and they check out the cinematic. At least on my videos, there's like a good 10% of people that seem to watch the whole way through. And that's actually awesome, and I think that is because I'm talking the whole time, and I think I say some interesting things. But personally, even with someone who's talking, I tend to click to the cinematics myself. Even when the person is affable and nice and they're talking about interesting stuff, I find myself skipping to the cinematics at the end for speed builds. So I'm thinking, why would I make videos at this point that I wouldn't watch myself? So for Planet Zoo 1, no more speed builds, just updates, showcases like this. I'm not expecting crazy views for this. Planet Zoo is at the end of its life cycle, but this is just a project to keep myself happy first and foremost, and then if I can include you in the process, that's all the better. But this is a zoo that I've wanted to build for a while now, because I was stuck in the desert literally and figuratively for a while, and now I can build some more temperate zoo, have more green, have more realistic things like this going on. So I hope you are down for the ride, and let's actually leave the zoo for now. I still really love, depending on the lighting, I can make this look just a tad better. It's a bit too shadowy here, but I'm a huge fan of this sort of 4-way promenade here. But the exit of the zoo, you go through here, and then you get the gift shop, where I might have gone a bit too far. But then again, Paradisa is my inspiration. Paradisa is a zoo that is very eclectic in its taste, and does love to go big budget, big moves. They have a dinosaur skeleton, they have a fossil store, they have these little museum sections, they have art from all over the world. In fact, I should be placing like big gemstones and minerals everywhere. But and then just these random boats from all over the world with plaques that would explain them. And of course, the Tyrannosaurus skeleton. Obviously a blueprint. I think I have it lit with very strong yellow lighting at this moment. I'm not sure if I want to keep this. I might want to change the color or remove the lighting entirely. But yeah, in the middle you get this Tyrannosaurus skeleton. And then I tried my hand at building a gift shop. Again, it's way too big, but to have these like custom stands here, again with the upturned planters, decorate these walls here, which is both European heritage stuff and more modern art. And then just these little sections with merch, stuff you can buy. One thing I will say, guys, there's going to be a panda section, in case you haven't noticed. And I love the little zebra here that someone put there. Perhaps they wanted to buy it and then changed their mind. But I'm going to do a big store that sells like exclusively panda plushies, and then just these little Eastern souvenirs. Are they floating? Yes, they are. Let's change that later. But yeah, that's the gift shop for you. Plenty of stuff to buy. Gawk at the Tyrannosaur. If you have a lot of money, which some of the people who visit this zoo will have, you can just skip right over here, and actually you can buy one of those if you really wanna, and then you probably can get it packaged. And then I also love this big bowl of beach balls. Buy your souvenir here, and then leave Sunset Gardens. But we're not leaving Sunset Gardens, right? This is the zoo that will keep me busy until the sequel to this game comes out. Of course, fingers crossed that the sequel is going to be good. Let's be real, Planet Coaster 2 was not everyone's cup of tea. At least, considering its reception in the first few months. I hope that they learned their lessons, that they take the good from Planet Zoo 1, from all the games that they've been building, and put them in the sequel, and that they don't fall into some of the trappings. If it's up to me, I want the exact same buttons. I want everything to be in the same place. I just want things like gameplay updated. I want animal models, behavior to be updated and the like. But please, I want to press the same buttons and have the same things happen in the sequel. Because for 1,300 hours I've been pressing these buttons, and not having those buttons in Planet Coaster 2 really threw me off. So anyway, guys, Sunset Gardens is the new project. I don't quite know where it's going. I have some very concrete things in my mind, some set pieces I'm going to work towards, and I might just build those set pieces first and then connect the zoo to the set piece, instead of building until I get to the part that I really want to build. You'll see it. And if you enjoy this zoo, if you're hyped about it, get in the comments, write down how hyped you are for Sunset Gardens. Give me a like and a subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps me out. And I will see you on the next update for Sunset Gardens. Bye, guys.